Hi, I'm Vlada.
Vlada Roslyakova.
Vlada Roslyakova, the living, breathing embodiment of couture daydreams and runway reveries, is a Russian runway model and a part of the dolls movement that swept the fashion industry in the early 2000s. Vlada's beauty is beyond compare. It's the kind of aesthetic that makes angels consider a career change. Her blue eyes in Russian elegance captured the fashion capitals not long before she was scouted. Vlada's journey into the world of fashion began like a fairy tale. Discovered at the age of 17, her angelic beauty and striking features set her apart from the crowd. She started her modeling career in Tokyo, but it wasn't long before the Parisian fashion elite took notice of this Russian beauty and her career skyrocketed. Her early days in the industry were marked by a rapid ascent to stardom, walking the runways for renowned designers and gracing the covers of prestigious fashion magazines. During the epic of Vlada Roslyakova's ascent in the fashion universe, a shift was occurring within the industry. A captivating wave was sweeping through, transforming the landscape and redirecting the spotlight to the enigmatic allure of Eastern European models. This era, often dubbed the Eastern European wave, saw a surge in demand for models hailing from this region, and Vlada Roslyakova found herself at the forefront of this captivating movement. The allure of Slavic models during this period is not merely a trend, but a redefinition of beauty standards. Their distinct features, characterized by ethereal elegance and a magnetic mystique, were a breath of fresh air in an industry that had previously been dominated by Brazilian bombshells such as Gisele Bündchen. Vlada, with her Siberian roots and striking countenance, became a symbol of this renaissance, a face that embodied the untapped reservoir of beauty from the East.
Slavic Revolution starts now.
But how did Vlada become one of the faces of this movement? To completely understand Vlada's dominance in this era, we have to look at the trends that were taking place during this time. The fashion world was slowly becoming fatigued by the very Americanized idea of what fashion should be, the commercialized dominance of Victoria's Secret, and the consequent bombshell movement that just screamed sex seemed to be dying out. High fashion was bleeding for its European roots, where elegance and glamour no longer took center stage. That is until the fall of the Soviet Union. In the aftermath of the Soviet Union's collapse, a shift echoed across Eastern Europe, ushering an era of newfound possibilities and untapped potential. The fall of the Iron Curtain not only dismantled political barriers, but also unleashed a wave of talent as young individuals found themselves liberated from the constraints of a bygone era. This transformative period became the crucible in which models like Vlada Roslyakova emerged, their destinies reshaped by the newfound freedom of movement. However, not everything was as glamorous as it seemed. Many of the girls from this region were scouted at a very young age with no grasp of what being a model meant. They were catapulted from their small towns in the middle of nowhere to the fashion capitals of Paris, New York, and Milan. Take Vlada, for example. She was living in the town of Omsk in Siberia when she started modeling. Most, if not all, of these girls came from low-income families and were regularly sending their hard-earned money back home. In her second runway season for fall-winter 2005, Roslyakova participated in 78 shows across the major fashion capitals for ready-to-wear. In the subsequent fall-winter 2006 season, she walked an impressive 86 shows exclusively in New York, London, Paris, and Milan, setting a record as the model with the highest number of shows walked in a single season to date. Compare that to today's modeling industry, where a highly coveted model could do as many as 30 shows a season. Vlada's dedication to her work is truly beyond compare. While her runway presence is undeniably captivating, her versatility extends beyond the fashion show circuit. She has successfully transitioned into various aspects of the industry, including editorial work, advertising campaigns, and brand collaborations. Her ability to adapt to different styles and portray diverse characters has solidified her status as an icon in the fashion industry. The end of the doll era can be attributed to the rise of the new wave of models with unconventional looks. Big eyes and round faces are now being replaced by sharp eyes and a rock and roll attitude. The most famous symbol of this era is Cara Delevingne. While Vlada continues to model after the new wave, she is no longer prominent and doesn't book as many shows. Her catwalk journey goes almost silent after 2014, but she still does a decent amount of editorial work and in a very rare appearance on the runway every now and then. In 2019, she shared for Vogue her experience as a young model within the industry and how it shaped her into the person she is now.
I didn't speak a word of English. I went to Tokyo by myself. There was no Skype or FaceTime. And I spoke with my mom maybe 4 times in 2 months. And I went there with a contract for 2 years, and I was sitting there crossing the numbers. I was a child. When you're growing up, you just been taken care by your family, by your parents, and then you've been sent somewhere to the foreign country, and you have to figure out your way by yourself. So we were walking with my dad in Omsk, in Siberia, and they were building this beautiful new building, the residential building. And I was looking at that. I was like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. I want to live here. He said, don't even dream about it. We will never be able to live in this place. And I looked at him and I was like, I'm not going to listen to you. Here I am in New York living in the luxury condo.
Vlada went completely silent after that in terms of live presence until her most recent appearance for Ralph Lauren Spring / Summer 2024. In a world where trends come and go, Vlada Roslyakova stands as a beacon of timeless elegance. Her journey from a small town in Russia to the summits of the fashion world is a testament to her enduring talent and undeniable charisma. Vlada's legacy goes beyond the pages of fashion magazines and the glitz of the runway. She has become an icon, leaving a mark on an industry that is constantly in flux. As we continue to witness the evolution of fashion, Vlada Roslyakova remains a timeless figure, a living embodiment of beauty that transcends the fleeting nature of trends. What do you think of Vlada? Do you find her Slavic allure captivating, or do you think the entire doll movement is a thing of the past? Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.